Hi everybody, welcome to my home and welcome to my game room. Thank you all so much for all the support over all the years, and this is my gift to y'all for giving me 60,000 subscribers. I'm going to give you a tour through the entirety of my game room. I got a new game room maybe a year or so ago. I used to be in a room just across the hallway. It was a much smaller room, but I expanded and I got so much more stuff, so here I am in a larger room. And this used to be a bedroom, and we took all the bedroom furniture out of this room and moved it into the other room right now. So with that, let's get some close-ups and let's really look at all this stuff that I have behind me and just around the room in general. I want to start off here in this kind of far corner of my room. It's on the other side of my desk and kind of out of the way. And here's kind of like my junk pile, literally. All the boxes and stuff that people send me, before I open them up, I just kind of put them here so they're kind of out of the way, and I have just kind of stuff over here. I have another box down here of just kind of stuff that I need to put away. I have this little table right here. I normally use this to put my controller down on when I'm on my exercise bike, and I actually just took my exercise bike out of here because sometimes I use that whenever I'm grinding or playing a game or whatever. I have a frame down here on the floor. I'm going to be using that for whenever I get a poster and I want to frame it, so I just have some frames that I got on sale at like Michael's, and just have them here for future reference and all that. And then over here I have all of my strategy guides. They're all in alphabetical order. I have a ton of strategy guides. And then up above is a little container where I keep all of the cards that everybody sends me. And let me get up. And over here, this is where I have, on top of this, I don't know, cabinet, whatever, I have just little posters, little things. Things that I might want to hang up one day. This is like stuff from Dragon Warrior 1 that I still have right there. I just have so much stuff. This is a map from Trails in the Sky of Liberl. This is cool. This is freaking cool. This is from Final Fantasy IV SNES. It's like if you touch it, it'll disintegrate. It's so old, but it's here and I have it, and it's just so cool. And it's just like I kind of want to hang it up, but I need to get a frame that will fit it properly. You know what I mean? This is another poster. This one's from, oh gosh, again, it will disintegrate if you touch it, but this is Dragon Warrior. This is the Dragon Warrior 1 poster, and it has dungeon maps there on the back of it, and it's just treasures. And I have a bunch of stuff like that just kind of over here in this kind of neglected corner of my game room that I don't really go into. It's just kind of a place to put stuff that I'll get to eventually, essentially. Now with my corner of shame out of the way, I just kind of turned the camera around, and now we're looking at this back wall, which is the main wall that y'all see behind me whenever I'm filming. And I just kind of want to go through it piece by piece and just let you know what is all here. This is a map from Ys 4. I got a Final Fantasy Mystic Quest map right there. Secret of Mana Nintendo Power poster. Some Dragon Quest stuff. Ni no Kuni, Okami, Lunar 2 and 1. Got Kefka right here. It's pretty neat. Down here, some more Ni no Kuni with some little Popolo Croix characters. I think it's Popolo Rogue that they are from. I have various like Octopath Traveler 2 little statuettes just kind of like strewn about, just to make it like fun. Same thing with little Mario characters. There's Bowser on Mario Kart, I have these are actually NES coasters. I bought these at Hallmark. Little NES coaster set, and they look just like NES games. Even the back looks just like them. And I thought it might be fun to just kind of have them kind of just be strewn about as well. So I have 8 of those little NES cartridges just kind of strewn about right there. Vivi doll, another little Octopath thing right here. A Super Mario Brothers and Zelda 2 Adventure of Link lunchbox. Just some neat stuff right here. Getting a little bit further along, this is directly in the middle. You normally see this Final Fantasy XIV bag right here, but I now have it signed! It's signed by like everybody. It's so cool! It's so cool, it's so cool. So I got that signed at the 16 event, which is so fun. I have my lanyard from the 16 event hanging up here off the Seaman Cooney poster. A little Arius from Final Fantasy VII from Japan that Cutmaster sent me. He's on YouTube. Down here, I actually have a box of Final Fantasy III right there. How nice, how beautiful is that? Oh, one of my treasures. Under this Final Fantasy Pixel Remastered collection that Square Enix themselves sent me, like it was like my very first press box that I ever got. Like, I about queened out Particio right there. You know, I just have these little Octopath guys just kind of like strewn about, just kind of like saying, hey, here I am. I got this from Namco Bandai out of the blue. They sent me this One Piece Odyssey figurine right there of Luffy. So I thought that was cool, and I put it there. This right here are my winnings, my trophies from winning the quiz show, the various quizzes that I did with Taylor of the Gaming Shelf and Super Derek and Zygo Gaming over on Miyazaki Man's channel. And I won both of them. I was on 2 shows and I won both of them. Of course I did. And I got a Luke and I got a Tales of 20th Anniversary cake. So that's really nice. This is a Mr. Saturn that Cutmaster, he crocheted it for me. Mario Brothers telephone back there behind a piranha plant. This is another press box that I got from Square. This is for Octopath Traveler 2. It came with the soundtrack. It came with like these little badges. And I put them inside this Delft bowl that I got back, and I want to say like, probably Belgium. I got this cute little Delft bowl, and I was like, I just had it kind of sitting around the house, and I thought it might be nice to put, something nice in there. Up here on top of this, I have another lanyard. I have my Square Enix VIP bands. I showed all of y'all all about that. My Chrono Trigger poster, another Chrono Trigger poster over here. This is so cool. This was made on Etsy. I need a dust back here, it's a mess. But this is like my channel, and it's like my channel background and everything with the various little characters, my channel banner and all that. So that is beautiful, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I think that Hoff got that for me for Christmas. Persona 5 Royal, another press box that I got. Like, I'm making the big times, I'm getting the press boxes. Like, I joke and I laugh, but like, my God, it's true. Another Chrono Trigger. Over here, this is me and Yoshi P. And you might think that this is just a regular photograph, but it's actually a magnet. I got this made into a magnet because I feel like it's more sturdy as a magnet. And if I had it as just a photo, like you turn on the fan and this thing would go flying, But if you have a magnet, it has some weight to it, so it'll stay there. So I just kind of have it on top of the Chrono Trigger poster, leaning against the Bravely Default 2 poster right there. And finally, the last little portion of my wall right here, we have a Demon's Crest poster from Nintendo Power. This is a poster I remember getting as a kid, and it's the Nintendo Power 50th issue, and it has the covers of all the different Nintendo Power magazines right there, and I think it's so cool. This is from that guide to JRPG gaming from Bitmap Books. This is a World of Bounce and World of Ruin poster that was also in Nintendo Power for Final Fantasy III. This was that stupid little bucket hat thing that came with the Octopath Traveler 2 press box, like the Gilligan hat, you know what I mean? Another little Mario phone, a little Super Mario Brother light-up doohickey right there, a Super Famicom Chrono Trigger, this beautiful, beautiful Final Fantasy lamp. We have Kirby and we have Kirby floating and then regular Kirby. I also have a Boo floating back there, as well as a Moog floating back there. And it's also, if you notice, there's some games right here, just on top of like the counter. And the reason for that is, like, I have my games down here, and we'll get into the games in just a minute, but this is kind of like the games that I'm playing through right now, and I'll put them up on the counter so that whenever I think to myself, like, oh, what game do I play next? I just go to my counter, and I'm like, oh, boop, that's the next game in line, and, you know, that's the next one that I'll play. I also grabbed this. This is my frame, my framed picture of me and Yoshi P, as well as the other creators, over at the Final Fantasy 16 event, and me in front of Ifrit and all that. This is my Torgal pin that I got from that event as well. I just like to put all this just stuff up here, just all this cool stuff. This little Moogle hat right there that Jeffrey Kaiser got me, my little Moogle hat. I just think it's darling. So I have him hanging right down there. So now it's time to turn the camera around, and you're looking at my desk, my studio, where all the magic happens right here. Over here on this side of the desk is where I keep my notebook, where I keep all of my notes and lists, videos that I want to create, or notes for a review, or anything else of that matter. Have my little computer glasses right here, my calendar, because keeping track of all the stuff that you have to, schedule and do and everything, it's a lot. So you definitely do need a calendar for that. Over here, right here, are all of the consoles that I have. I have them all hooked up right down here on their own little shelf right there at my desk. This is my laptop. I really only use that whenever I'm streaming, because I need a third screen whenever I'm streaming. My PC, as well as my webcam and my little ring light, and then over here my television screen it works as a second screen for my computer, as well as the TV screen for the games that I play. And then this right here is my controller, my Persona controller, my Persona 5 controller. So nice. So yeah, that is essentially my little desk setup right there. And now it's time to talk about the games. I have all of my games in little cubbies right here, and each of them are somewhat organized, mostly just by system and also by time period. So it kind of goes in a left to right fashion as far as time is concerned, but because of the way that the camera is set up, we're going to be kind of going up and down. So we're going to go from NES down to PS3, whenever you should be going from NES to Super Famicom to SNES. If you know what I mean. But we're just going to kind of go by this the best way I know how. So here we have all of my NES games. I have a boxed Star Tropics that Hop got me, which is so freaking cool. I can't even stand it. I have 2 Dragon Warrior copies. Who knew? I don't know why I have 2 Dragon Warrior copies, but hey, I do. I got Kirby, because I love Kirby. You gotta have Kirby. You gotta have Kirby. It is not a complete collection if you don't have Kirby. It really isn't. Down here, or let's go over here. Over here we have basically my little shrine to Dragon Warrior. It's all of my Dragon Warrior games. The only one that I'm missing is 3, because I'm looking for a complete in-box Dragon Warrior 3, and I cannot find it, and it's driving me nutso. And I really, really, really want it, and I'll say this, for a good price. I really want it for a good price. I don't want to spend, $500 for one, which is what I keep on seeing. And yeah, so it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is, that I have Dragon Warrior 4 in box right here. Dragon Warrior 2, unfortunately, I don't have the box for Dragon Warrior. Don't have the box, but I have all the accoutrements for Dragon Warrior. I have the instruction manual, I have the strategy guide, I have even this little laminated adventurer's guide from back when, and it talks about the various spells that you learn and how many experience points you need to get to the next level, all that kind of stuff. A strategy guide for Dragon Warrior 4 that you had to send away with. Actually 2 copies of that strategy guide. It's such a cool little strategy guide. It's like a relic of the past. And then I have Famicom titles. Dragon Warrior 4, 2, and 1 Famicom titles back there as well. Now down here for PS3, I have all of my games kind of back here, just kind of lined up nicely in alphabetical order. I do try to keep everything in alphabetical order, as organized as I possibly can. But then like the nicer stuff, I pull to the front, and you'll notice this as we're going through the game room. If I have anything cool, I'll pull it towards the front. And I have the collector's edition of 13-2, as well as the collector's edition of Cold Steel. And this is really nice. You open this up and you can put it, or it has room for Cold Steel 2, Cold Steel 1, an art book. So yeah, you have all that in here. Then I have more PS3 games, and this time I chose to pull to the front basically the Tales games. Tales of Graces F, I have a collector's edition of Xillia right down here. I have Xillia 2 over here. This looks like that is Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remastered right there. And then back behind there, I also kind of put in my Xbox 360 games along with the PS3 games because they're kind of, together, I guess. And I put up front and center Tales of Vesperia as well as 3D Dot Game Heroes. Down here on this bottom shelf, it's just Nintendo Powers. I'm trying to collect all of the Nintendo Powers, So I have them organized by volume down here. And I kind of put this Lego thing here so that there's more room to add, future acquisitions in Nintendo Powers here, so I can keep them in, as nice of an order as humanly possible. Next up, we have my Super Famicom games. The vast majority of these games I got for either $1 or $2.50 from Retro City Games here in Las Vegas, Nevada. They have a lot of sidewalk sales where they just sell stuff like dirt cheap. And you can kind of tell because the labels on these are really gross looking for Dragon Quest V and 6. But also behind it, I just keep kind of Japanese games back there. I have a Japanese copy of Dragon Quest 7 and 8, both sealed. And then I kind of have this towering thing that I bought off Etsy for the rest of the Super Famicom games that I've gotten. And I use the same sort of towers here for these SNES games. Front and center, I got Secret of Mana, Final Fantasy III, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy II. In the back, there's a boxed copy of Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'm going to move the camera, so hopefully you guys can see the Mystic Quest back there. Jimmy Fink was kind enough to send that to me. I was shocked, absolutely shocked by it, and I'm sure I just deafened you by grabbing my chest where my microphone is. In the middle of the games there, I have instruction manuals for Final Fantasy III. This is a poster for Illusion of Gaia, Secret of Mana instruction manual, Final Fantasy II instruction manual. So I figured, I would just kind of stick them right there in the middle so that they will be kind of on display and everybody can see them. Oh my gosh, get in there. There you go, perfect. Let's go back one more little box because I'm still on Super Nintendo. And right here, you can see my boxed Super Nintendo stuff that I have. Chrono Trigger is front and center. Front and center, Chrono Trigger. Amazing. Sentinel by Cutmaster is just amazing. Breath of Fire, this one's sealed up and it just looks absolutely beautiful. Mega Man The Wily Wars, that was sent to me. This is so neat. This was sent to me by Hoff for my birthday, and it's like a hologram, and it's so cool, and it's sealed up, and it's gorgeous. It's obviously never once been opened, and it's just amazing. Box copy of Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past, Lufia, The Fortress of Doom, Illusion of Gaia as well. Now let's move over to the bottom shelf, and we have Nintendo DS. And as you can see, I have the Xeniathan Trilogy front and center with Nintendo DS. But I do have some sealed games back here, and I wonder what these sealed games are. Let me show you. Well, there's 2 of them sealed, but there's 4 that I'm going to grab because it's Dragon Quest IX, Dragon Quest IX, Dragon Quest IX, and Dragon Quest IX. I was able to get 5 copies, I know I only have 4 here, I was able to get 5 copies of Dragon Quest IX for $5 each. I know. At Best Buy, they were doing this like one-day sale way back when. It was like December 21st. It was like a Christmas thing. And I tried to get every single copy that they had, but the frickin' bitch cashier wouldn't let me. Anyway, also any kind of loose DS games that I have right here, I keep in this little Mary Engelbright box. I just think it's pretty, and I have loose DS games in here, so I just keep that right there. Over here is my 3DS games. I have another little shadow box here, but this one's for Dragon Warrior. It's showing the end of the game where he's holding the princess and everybody's like shooting the little trumpets and all that. I have an Etrian Odyssey Untold the Millennium Girl boxed. Dragon Quest VII, front and center, because you know I love my Dragon Quest. Popolo Croix in the back. I have a 3DS carrying case pouch. Right here. It's a Zelda 3DS carrying case pouch. I just think that's cool, and I have 2 of them because they were on sale for $10 at GameStop, so I figured, why not, you know, might as well. Let's see, back here is PS4 games. I have Secret of Mana, Trials of Mana, front and center. This is neat, this is different, this is cool. These are, I guess, like collectible cards that were only released in Japan for Final Fantasy VIII, and all of the squall on the back of all of the cards, but the front of the cards like Selphie and Zell, Quistis, so it's Laguna is there. It's just I don't really know Shiva. I don't really know what this game is, but it's some sort of card game for them. So I just think it's interesting, and I again got this at the sidewalk sale. And I think I paid $2.50 for it. And I figured, oh, it's just so cool. It's so unique. It's so interesting, I'll go ahead and grab it and add it to my collection. Why not? Over here, more PS4 Ys 8 kind of front and center back there as well. Oh, and then these bottom boxes down here as well. This is just more Nintendo Powers. And then some kind of like ratty strategy guides that I don't want to put with the other strategy guides that I have. Like, this is my Final Fantasy Tactics strategy guide that is literally falling apart at the seams. It is just terrible. It's really ridiculous. So I just kind of have it here. It is in the best order that I could possibly make it whenever it's just not. It's just not. So I have that there. Vanguard Bandits guide as well. This is the promotion from McDonald's when they were doing the Pokemon trading cards, and I got 2 of the Happy Meal boxes and then 5 of the various trading cards, and they're all still sealed, and I all still have them down there. I thought that I would try to keep them in as, best condition as I possibly could. And then over here on this side, we're looking at more DS, 3DS boxed stuff. So we have, oh gosh, Fragrant Story way in the back, Fragrant Scam way in the back, Legend of Legacy still sealed, Solar Torobo, Radiant Historia, Box Collection, Alliance Alive back there. And then this is Dragon Warrior 3 for the Game Boy Color, boxed, but I assume the only reason why I actually kept this box is because there's not a game in it. Even back whenever the Game Boy Color came out, I still felt like those were disposable and you just throw them away. But I actually used this to keep various instruction manuals in. So I was able to keep these instruction manuals for various games that I had, and I was able to keep that box. So I guess I threw away all the other boxes and tried to keep the instruction manuals at least. So I was a little bit smarter by the time the Game Boy Color came out, because I used to throw away the instruction manual after I was done reading it too. It just was what it was. And we're trucking along. We're looking at Game Boy right here. I have my boxed Game Boy stuff, and I have some cool stuff. Got Breath of Fire 1 and 2, Golden Sun, The Lost Age, Golden Sun, the first one. I have the 3 Final Fantasy Legend games. Got Final Fantasy IV back there as well. And this massive, it's like a Game Boy carrying case I got it off of eBay for like 20 bucks. And you can put like your batteries in there, you can put a couple of games in there, and you could put your Game Boy in there. So it was like a traveling case like from the 80s for that. And then over here, we're moving on into PlayStation 1 era. I got Lunar 1 and 2 full on display, basically working designs, because they also have Arc the Lad collection, Xenogears front and center. We have Part-Time Worker Mary right there as well, crocheted by Cutmaster. He crocheted the Mr. Saturn as well, so that's pretty cool. Some more PlayStation stuff right here. This is the more valuable PlayStation stuff that I have. So you're going to be looking at Tales of Destiny 1 and 2, the Final Fantasies, Star Ocean 2 is back there, Lunar 2, Eternal Blue, Grandia is back there. I think it's Valkyrie Profile, Brave Fencer Musashi, and they're all just kind of like stacked together like on a tower sort of thing. I just thought like, how can I display them all to best advantage? And I tried to get like a little peek of each one by doing it that way. Down here, we're looking at some Nintendo Switch, collection of Mana, because I love Mana, front and center, Fire Emblem Engage, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Zelda Link's Awakening, which was sent to me in a Serena box for my birthday, Bravely Default 2, I have a collector's edition for Story of Seasons, Pioneer of Mineral Town, so Princess Toadstool is kind of like sitting on top of that. Some also gift cards that I have for the PlayStation and Switch I keep right there as well. Moving right along, this is more PlayStation 4 stuff that I have. This is a steel book of Ni no Kuni 2, a steel book of Trails from Zero. Both of the box collections for Trails from Zero and Trails to Azure are back there, and Metal Max Xeno is back there, the collector's edition for that as well. Let's move over. More PlayStation 4 here. Cruel King and the Great Hero box collection. Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age, Tales of Arise, Yakuza Like a Dragon, and then there's more. You can see games back there that the other games are kind of stacked up upon in order to give them some height. You know, the good games are stacked upon some of the not so good games. Down below, I have my PSP collection. It looks like there's 2 boxes of PSP collections. Right here, got E7, Tactics Ogre, Popolo Croix, Hexus Force. Hexus Force, what a great game. What a great game. What a great game. I loved Hexus Force. I need to make a video all about Hexus Force. I love that game. And then some more PSP stuff here with Ys 4, Memories of Celceta, Tales of Hearts Arg, Rolancer, Wayfarer of Time, Trails in the Sky, Persona 4 The Golden is down there as well. So some of the more boxed collections, I suppose, are down there. And then over here, just some little Dragon Quest doohickeys. I got Baramos, little inn sign. This inn sign, if you press the inn sign, boop, it lights up. How fun is that? I love it. And then this slime, and then all of these cool little stickers. I don't know what to do with these stickers, but I have a billion of them. A billion of them. So that's so amazing. I need to figure out what to do with them, though. And now we're into PS2. I have plenty of boxes for PS2. Front and center is Grandia 2, Dual Hearts. I have all back there in alphabetical order. Moving right along, I put in Tales of Legendia, Tales of the Abyss, and then Shadow Hearts Covenant is behind Legendia. You can see right there. And then again, even more in alphabetical order back there. And then over here, I have, let me show you, I have even rarer, more rarer PS2 games. I have all 3 Xenosagas, so Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3, Suikoden 5. I got Wild Arms XF, or not XF, Alter Code F back there as well. They're all kind of stacked back there, so I have the really valuable ones, and I have even more. They're just off screen. I'll have to show you those momentarily. And then let's just go this way. We're looking at Wii right here. Arc Rise Fantasia, amazing. Dragon Quest Swords, gotta have Dragon Quest. Not really a great Dragon Quest, but you know, hey, whatever. Apuna is back there, and then some other Wii games. Over here, I have kind of Switch meets Wii, just interesting stuff. I have the Rainfall collection. This was sent by Operation Rainfall. I think I sent away for this little case by Operation Rainfall. I have 2 of them. I just think it's neat, and I like it. I like it a lot. And I have Xenoblade Chronicles, The Last Story, Pandora's Tower in this. The Art of Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I have The Last Story, which I won in a contest on rpggaymer.com. I have Octopath Traveler, the complete guide back there. How cool. Sent to me by Jeffrey Kaiser for my birthday. So cool. Xenoblade Chronicles, the original one for the Nintendo Wii, as well as the definitive edition for the Switch. Right there. And then, of course, a Dragon Quest slime, because I love Dragon Quest. Everybody loves Dragon Quest. It's the best game ever. Over here, more Switch stuff. The Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Special Edition. It's massive. It's Hoss. So it's got to be right there. My Loop 8 Collector's Edition, still sealed. Right there. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Massive Collector's Edition. Also, and then the game as well. And then these little coasters from Bravely Default 2. I just think that they're neat, and I put them there, little Nintendo World badge. Down here on the bottom, there we go. Down here on the bottom, I don't have a lot of PS5 stuff quite yet, but what I do have, I have down here. So Octopath Traveler 2, Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate, and then the Collector's Edition for Octopath Traveler down here as well. Over here, I have my Collector's Edition of Trinity Trigger, as well as this Devil Summoner 2 Collector's Edition that I got way back. It was 40 bucks. Got it for 40 bucks way back, never once opened it, never even played the stupid game. And it's just been sitting there in that Collector's Edition for quite a bit of time. And then over here, got my Japanese Guide to Role-Playing Games, some little Belgian chocolate that I grabbed that was in the, I don't know, just in, it looks like a controller, so I figured, why not? And then just the last final boxes right here. More PlayStation 2 games. I have my box collection of Dragon Quest VIII, also the Steelbook edition of Final Fantasy XII, a boxed Artanelico 2, and a boxed Wild Arms 5. Let me take this down so you can see the Wild Arms 5 back there sitting on top of a Metal Gear Solid collection that I've never opened and never once played. But I had every intention of playing it back whenever I got it, and just never did, because it's not a JRPG, and it is what it is. Down here, GameCube. I have Skies of Arcadia Legend, Batten Kaitos. What is that? Tales of Symphonia is over there. I have 2, let me see if I can't show you. I have 2 copies of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. The reason why I have 2 copies of Fire Emblem Path of Radiance is because I went to the store and I was looking for the Fire Emblem that was released on Wii, and it wasn't there. And then I thought to myself, oh, but they have this one on the GameCube. And then I was like, do I even have the other one on the GameCube? I don't even know. And then I got home and I'm like, oh shit, I spent $7 on this game and I already have it. I should return it. Thank God I didn't return it, because these games are worth buku buckos right now. So I am glad that I didn't do that. It was like the best mistake of my life. You know what I mean? Like a mistaken purchase, and you're like, oh, thank God I did that. So that's it for my tour of my little game room. I hope that you all enjoyed it. You got to see something behind the scenes. You got to see all the stuff that you've been looking at throughout my videos, but you got to see it like really up close. And if you have any questions, let me know, and let's all talk about this in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, and I'd love to hear about y'all's collections too. What sorts of stuff do you have in your collection? Like, what's like your treasure? Your number one treasure in your collection that you have? I would love to hear it, and have a good day.